afternoon, I'm Liz with Eco Urban Gardens, and today we're filming episode 2 of our Grow Garden Staying at Home edition. I know everyone's trapped inside and looking for fun projects to do, so this is a great way to occupy your time and still get some fresh air. Whether you live in a house or an apartment, you can still grow some plants. Just as long as you have a window, you're good to go. So as you learned in our first episode where we learned how to plant a seed, now it's been a few weeks and we should have our seedlings sprouted, and now they're ready to be transplanted into a larger container. So your transplants need to be at least 2 inches tall. So these tomatoes are a good size to be transplanted. If they're smaller than that, for example, like these little basil sprouts, they're too small and they'll probably die of shock when you transplant them. So if your transplant is big enough and ready to go, your first step is going to be gathering your materials. So you're going to need your potting soil, you're going to need something to plant in, just make sure it has holes in the bottom for drainage, and you're going to need your sprouts. So a common problem when seeding is that you get too many seedlings and they get all tangled together. Then you have to do something called thinning, where you separate the seedlings. So today we're going to demonstrate transplanting and thinning at the same time. So the first step is to fill your container about halfway. You want to make sure you're leaving enough room for your root ball. So I can see my root ball is about 2 inches, so I'm going to leave about 2 inches of space in my pot. So I'm filling my pot here at the bottom, and I'm leaving lots of extra room for my root ball. So in order to get your root ball out of the pot, you're going to place your hand right at the base of the stem, flip the whole thing over. You might have to pinch it a little bit or tap it to loosen it up, and you're just going to lift the plastic pot right off. So as you can see, we've got lots of little roots and they're all tangled together, so we have to very carefully separate them. So you're just going to gently pull the roots apart. You're not going to kill them. As soon as they get transplanted into the new pot and get some water, they'll bounce right back. So now that I've separated my root ball, I'm going to take my new root ball, place it into the pot. I'm going to lift up all the leaves so they don't get buried. And then I'm going to fill up all the empty space with my potting soil. You want to make sure there's no air pockets, because when you have air pockets, that can kill your plant. So I'm filling up all my empty space, and then I'm going to gently press down to make sure I don't have any air bubbles. So now that we've got our plant secured in our pot and he's all tucked in with brand new soil, we're going to give him a good soak. You might have to water 2 or 3 times, especially if your soil is very dry. It takes a little while to soak in. And you're going to need to water your new transplant 2 to 3 times a week to keep it nice and healthy. And that is it for our transplanting lesson. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like more information on seasonal planting guides, you can visit our website, ecourbangardens.org, or follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, EcoFarmEd. And you're welcome to leave comments under this video. I'm happy to answer any of your questions. So I look forward to seeing you for our next episode. Thank you so much.